Good afternoon, February the 5th, Lincoln Mitchell. Let's dive right into it. I had made this video about gold and I immediately took it down because I did not know that there was another green line sitting at 1821. Now, let's talk about this, people. This is something that most traders won't tell you about. And also, if you're looking at that video, always read the comments in all my videos. They have some very, very good, interesting comments in those, very good information. Let's dive right into it here. New prices versus old prices. I got an old price right here back in the days for a green line. It's not too old. It's about 2 weeks old, somewhere around that vicinity. But the market created a gap here with a new price. Now, during my times of trading and as much screen time as I have, what I have learned was new prices tend to be stronger than old prices. How it tilts the scale is the trend. Right now, the trend, believe it or not, even though it looks like it's going up, believe it or not, it's actually going sideways because the dailies are fighting against each other. The average prices are fighting against the regular prices and so forth. So the charts are favoring this price right now. They're favoring this one. Then we have a gap right here. We have a gap right here. Now, the problem with this gap versus this gap is showed up on multiple time frames. This gap is only showing up on this time frame. Now, this gap is closer, as you can tell, so this is within the ATR. If I was a gambler, I would, matter of fact, I would buy this to hit this one since a green line is in range. Well, not really, but it'd kind of tilt the scale. I don't trade gaps, people. I only trade these green lines. This would be the price I would favor more. Reason being, A, it's a new price. B, there's a gap that showed up on multiple time frames. And when you get a gap that showed up on multiple time frames, that means multiple people are looking at that same gap. So I would favor this trade more, but I needed to get back down here within the ATR range. I'm afraid of this now. Before, I would have sold it around this area and try to get me about 30 points out of it. 30 ticks. But now I have to let it get closer, especially if this gap right here doesn't fill. So remember, when you're trading, people, always notate everything, part one. Part two, new prices, believe it or not, are stronger. They're like, I guess they're like fresh fruit. You know, people buy fresh fruit versus the old fruit. And it seems like the charts do the same thing. The market seems to favor the new prices over the old prices. All right, Lincoln Mitchell.